Hi there, future PEs. This is Wasim Asghar. I'm a licensed professional engineer in the US and Canada. I've authored several books on the topic of FE Electrical and PE Power exam preparation, and I also run popular exam preparation programs for FE Electrical and PE Power. Whether you're going to be preparing for the PE Power exam for the first time, or even if you have taken the exam in the past, I can help you become exam ready in an efficient and an effective manner. As you probably know, the PE Power exam is very different from the FE Electrical and Computer exam. Kudos to you on passing the FE Electrical and Computer exam and getting on to the next stage of your PE licensing journey. If you have been preparing for the exam already, you do recognize the differences. FE Electrical and Computer exam practically tests you on everything under the sun. Things that you learned in 4 years of undergraduate engineering coursework are tested in 5 hours and 20 minutes. 110 questions in 5 hours and 20 minutes is roughly equal to 3 minutes per question. And the topics are also disjointed. When you get to the PE Power exam preparation, there are a few things that are very different. Number one, this exam is 8 hours long. Secondly, there are 80 questions instead of 110 questions. Now, initially you may think that this is going to be easy because you were used to 3 minutes per question. Now you have 6 minutes per question. FE Electrical and Computer, as I mentioned, tests you on pretty much everything that you learned in your 4 years of undergraduate engineering coursework. There were standalone topics like control systems, computer systems, electromagnetism, power systems, digital systems. None of these topics have any overlap. But looking at the specification for PE Power exam, you see that everything is synergistic. It sort of builds on top of each other, which means that it should be easier, right? But the fact of the matter is that an overwhelming majority of the students rate the PE Power exam as more difficult than the FE exam. And don't take my or their word for it. If you go to NCEES website, you're gonna see that the failure rate for the PE Power exam is much higher than that of the FE Electrical and Computer exam. So what's the reason? The reason is pretty simple. PE Power exam is the final filter that is being applied before you get licensed. Although the range of topics is focused on power systems, remember that power systems engineering is one of the most abstract engineering. In fact, if you have friends in other engineering disciplines such as mechanical, chemical, and civil, you will routinely hear them say that electrical was by far their least favorite option. Why? Because of its abstract nature. It is generally accepted that the math that we encounter in electrical engineering is more difficult than most of the other disciplines. On top of that, a lot of constructs within electrical engineering are imaginary. For example, what's the difference between real power and reactive power? The terminology is very specific, bonding versus grounding. When you start doing fault analysis, what are these sequence components? What is a per unit system? Does an ungrounded delta have a neutral? Then you have entire sets of codes and standards, which are extremely broad. And from an application standpoint, unless you have very sound theoretical understanding, it may be difficult to answer curveball open-ended questions. So how do you go about preparing for the PE Power exam? As I mentioned earlier, I've authored several books on the topic of FE Electrical and PE Power. My study guide for PE Power exam preparation is the top-rated book in the category of PE Power exams on Amazon. It has multiple 5-star ratings and great reviews. A lot of students use my study guide for both FE Electrical as well as PE Power to prepare for the exam. A majority of the students who are taking PE Power exam are already working full-time. That means that they have very limited time to prepare for this exam outside of their professional and personal commitments. It also means that every minute, every hour that they spend when they get down to studying better be helping them move the needle and making progress. And that is possible by using effective exam preparation resources. I have a very wide spectrum of students in my program, ranging from recent graduates all the way to folks who have 10, 15, 20, 25 plus years of experience under their belts. My PE Power exam preparation program has an on-demand self-study portion, which contains over 160 lectures. These lectures are designed to provide you detailed theoretical explanations of all the abstract convoluted concepts. Within the lectures, I also solve in-lecture practice problems. At the end of every lecture, you're gonna see quiz with detailed solutions. And at the end of every section, you'll see mini exams. These mini exams are computer simulated. The interface is very similar to the actual exam. They're going to put you under time pressure and mimic an exam-like setting. By the time you complete my entire on-demand course, you've gone through tons of these mini exams, tons of these quizzes, and covered all the knowledge areas. At the end of the course, I have a full-length computer simulated practice exam that will holistically test you on all topics in an exam-like setting with a morning and an afternoon session. It contains 80 questions, and students find it to be a great resource in the preparation for the actual exam. And as I mentioned, once you sign up, I will conduct a one-on-one Zoom call with you and develop a game plan based on your scenario, your timeline, and your circumstances. This plan will be custom made for you and it will help you effectively prepare for the exam. I also have a very active community of students which you can participate in after enrolling in the program. It will give you a group-based learning environment. I have a teaching assistant, and between the teaching assistant and myself, we'll be able to answer your questions within 24 hours. Unlike other programs, I will be your single point of contact. You will not see multiple instructors throughout the course, and you won't have to adjust to their teaching style. Live training is offered as part of the 6-month bundle and the 12-month bundle, and as part of the special promotion, you're getting a discount on both of them. Thanks a lot for your time. I look forward to seeing you in the program and being part of your P licensing journey. Thank you.